So here's a short story about a husband who is rightfully kicking his wife to the curb after she and her freeloading family has pushed the guy way too far. And this is an example, guys, of why you need to really get to know not just your girl, but also her friends and family before you get serious and marry her, because that's going to be something you're going to be dealing with, especially her family. And if her family are a bunch of losers and freeloaders and she has a weakness for them and can't say no to them, that's going to involve you, and this is going to happen right here. Titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my wife that I'm ending our marriage because I found her brother at our house again and I said it in front of him? And a shout out to Bill for sending in this story. He says here, I'm 38 years old and I left my wife Kelly, a 38-year-old female, today. We've been together for 5 years, married for 4. Smack! Why am I smacking him? Well, for you do some quick math here. Married 5 years, together 5 years, married for 4. In other words, 1 year he knew her and got married. Not a long time to get to know her and know her family. And this is coming back to haunt him. I have battled her lack of boundaries about her family for the past 2 years. I understand that they are a very close-knit group, but she never paid attention to how their dynamics affected our relationship. I experienced every just no family situation. My food was eaten, showed up uninvited, meddling, you name it. 9 months ago, my mother-in-law and father-in-law began divorce proceedings. He cheated on her and fell madly in love with a side chick with whom he's lived for the past 15 years, and he decided that he wants to get remarried. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay, fine. Well, he kicked everybody out of the house. It was an emergency, so I agreed to help out, and I so effing regret it. I had to take 4 people in, but they couldn't think to avoid constantly pissing me off. Right there, classic example. No good deed goes unpunished. I'm fine doing some things for family, but there's degrees to this. And having 4 people come live with him, I mean, how many rooms does this guy have in his freaking house here? Now listen to the thank you he gets from this family. I got so sick of finding them using our private bathroom. He says they had complete access to the other full bathroom in the hallway. My sister-in-law started taking naps on our bed, which is creepy because a bed is too personal. I came home late at night after work to wake her up and still waited for her to snap out of her groggy state so she could walk out. It lasted for 3 months, but the problems persisted. I don't know about you guys. Not that I would be in this situation by any means, of course. But say I was, they would never get this far, ever. Constantly there, sleeping in his bed, No matter how many times my wife even told them, they still showed up at random hours. Even if I didn't run into them, I know she was allowing them to come over. I hated their presence in my house. They would eat my snacks and get on my expensive recliner chair again and again. They didn't contribute a penny for. I had a mini orchard that they picked empty. Things got so tense that I blew up at her in front of them. They left, we had a fight, and I ended up sleeping in a hotel. I warned her many times about being fed up and needing her to support me. She acted like I was demanding and that she abandoned her family. Oh my God. The whole drama thing. See? This is why you spend more than a year. If he didn't even know her, they were already planning a wedding. Less than a year they were dating. I mean, how dumb is this? This is why you spend many years getting to know your girl, seeing her family, what it's all like. Don't these people have jobs? They can't get together and get their own down payment and get an apartment together. They're a bunch of fucking freeloaders. And yeah, he was trying to do a nice thing for his wife. Look how backfired. She does not put him, the husband, to be her number one person in her life. They are. The way I see it, guy marries a girl, and she becomes his number one, and he becomes hers. End of freaking story here. No way would I tolerate this crap. Well, today I came home to find her brother's car blocking the entrance of the driveway. Not on the side, not even in the driveway, just right in the middle, where my only option would be to get on the lawn. I go inside, he's laying with his shoes on the couch. He gave me a fresh smile like he's untouchable. I went to our bedroom and packed as much of my belongings as possible and ignored her pleas to talk. Bitch, it is over with. Man, I hope this guy had a prenup where this house is his before they got married. I don't know if they co-own this thing. Cut your losses, bro. Well, there's nothing else to talk about. I already called a few lawyers, but have not received any replies yet. She cried, but at this point, I have no empathy for her. I don't even know if I overreacted or I needed to discuss this in private. You don't. I felt defeated and angry, and I also hate her family with my soul. They knew they were hurting our relationship and did not care. She knew that I'm a private person who hates being invaded. And she doesn't care either. She's a user, okay? Look, don't fall for her tears and all that crybaby crap. She doesn't care about it. Her actions have shown she doesn't care about you. I helped them because I loved her, or shall I say loved her, and didn't have the balls to let them go sleep in their cars. We don't have kids, but there are so many things that will be left undone. I had loved her so much, but I just cannot do this. She called me immediately after I left and I told her that my final decision is final. She sounds shaken, but I told her that right now I despise her and will never be able to sleep next to her again. Good. So there's no confusion. But if this guy's the sole owner of the house, I can only imagine what these people will do to his house. Maybe they co-own it. I don't know. They co-own it, get a divorce, they sell it, whatever profits they can get from it, regardless. Take the hit, cut your losses, and move on. Sorry for any typos here. I have a migraine right now. I'm just coming here because I just want to ask if leaving the way that I did was an a-hole move, and maybe I should have announced my intention of ending our marriage after her brother was gone. No, not at all. End of story. You know her or anything. She's been taking advantage of you all these years, and if she's too weak and spineless that she can't stand up to her family, fuck no. But this guy is not perfect, and I hope he learns from this by being too nice and not getting to know your girl well enough before you marry him. So right here, guys. So absolutely did the right thing, and I'm sure some lawyer's going to call him back. That won't be a problem. If you call him on a fucking Saturday night at 11 p.m., they're not going to call you back right away, but you'll hear from him on Monday morning. In fact, I would talk to lots of lawyers in town, so she can't consult them. And that's that. Now, I have no idea who makes more money. Probably he does, and all the other assets. But they've been married 4 years. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too bad. But you never know where they live. And whatever it is, it's best to take the hit and move on. Because if he goes back to her, guys, what's going to happen? It's going to get worse. Her a-hole family is going to get worse. And so, key lesson here is, guys, watch who you marry. Now, some comments. The first one says, not the a-hole. Sounds like you have given her plenty of notice, plenty of opportunities, plenty of warnings. The last straw is never a huge blow-up. The last straw is usually someone laying on the couch smiling, looking like he belongs there because there's no fucking respect. That's all. She'll let you know that they have to let you know where you stand at the back of the line. Now this one's from a woman who kind of went through the same thing. She says, I came from an incredibly close-knit family. My husband wasn't comfortable with how they used me, overstepped their bounds, spoke to me, and controlled me. It took a little while to see for myself that my relationship with my family was toxic. I honestly never knew any better. However, I had an eye-opening experience when my mom told me some conversation should be left between the family. I responded to her, you are now my extended family. My husband is my immediate family. If I keep anybody out of the loop, it will be my extended family. Well, good for her. This is how this girl who grew up in a similar situation handled things right. Her husband became number one, not her fucking family. My mother wanted to have us take her in when she was old and retired. I stood my ground and told her no. She has a large family. My husband and I will be moving 8,000 miles away soon. That's what you do. Get the fuck away from him. The trouble you're having here, OP, is that your wife does not care about your well-being, happiness, or your comfort. She has put her family first too many times. It's simply too late. Besides, she will never choose you over her family or her own free will. If that's a huge if, she puts you first, she will resent you. You marry someone that does not understand you to be her family right now. I think it's time for her to leave as well. She never cared enough to even consider your point of view. She sure listened to her family's every word, provided for her family's every need, and you just fell to the wayside, not the a-hole. Amen. Amen. Now one more. This guy says, she broke your marriage. You're finally leaving. You know, all these commenters know you will never be able to feel respected, loved, or wanted in this relationship with your wife because she has made it clear that your needs and wants will never be important to her than the family. She made her decision. It is totally responsible to react to the pattern of behavior by being clear with yourself, her, and her family that you're done. Please don't second guess yourself. Never go back. Not the a-hole. People do not change until they have to, and by then it's often too late. End of story. So good for him for leaving. A little too freaking late, but better late than never. Take the hit, whatever that is, and move on and learn from your mistakes.